Probably wondering what all those water jugs are for. That's because this 180-gallon saltwater tank evaporates about 2 inches of water every day and a half. What's up, Stoney Reefers? I'm Kevin, and this is my 180-gallon saltwater tank. So this is a budget reef tank. So you can see there, a little slice of ocean in your home. I go from the laundry room to here, the plumbing. Did you see that catch? That was freaking awesome. Oh my God, how did I catch that? Freaking Spider-Man. Yep. Put a fish tank in your garage. You know, I thought it'd be a great idea to have a fish tank in my garage right next to my workspace. I could type and edit and call customers, sell jobs, and look at the fish tank. Little did I think about the evaporation, and every other day I would have to get up because my pump would be blowing so many bubbles through my tank because it's dropped 3 inches of water in the sump. And it's just gotten so ridiculous. So I have to come up with a remedy. And I'm not sure what to do really. My canopy is open top, open back. And my plan is to maybe screen the top, screen the back. That was the original thought, just to keep some air debris from the air conditioner, any debris out of the water column. However, I don't know if doing the screen will give me what I need. I know it'll help with the debris. Yep. Put a fish tank in your garage. Get a fish tank, period. It'd be fun, they said. It'd be cheap. Maybe they didn't say cheap. I just threw that out there. I'm hoping for it to be cheap. It's a cheap canopy, I guess. So I guess I gotta do more than fix screens and add something for evaporation. I guess I'm gonna just need to rebuild the canopy altogether. Did you see that catch? That was freaking awesome. Oh my God, how did I catch that? Freaking Spider-Man. Okay, as I was saying, my canopy is open top, open back. My original plan was to screen open top, open back to where it would catch surface debris, keep it from getting in the water. Now I got to decide if I'm going to do an acrylic over the top of the tank plus the screen. I don't know if that's going to really raise water temperatures too much. I have a lot of temperature fluctuation in the garage as it is. There's a lot of humidity. I know that's where my evaporation problem is coming from, is being in a non-insulated garage in Florida. It is air conditioned, so it can be temperature controlled, but not like climate controlled. There's nothing in here controlling the humidity. There's a dry setting on the air conditioning. I don't trust that though. However, automatic top-off system is in the works. I'll be plumbing it from the inside of my house, right on the back side of my garage wall here out of view. There's my laundry room. And from the laundry room, it'll be plumbed into this storage room from the laundry room. So I'm gonna plumb in from my laundry room. I'm gonna bring it through this door here. You following me on both cameras here? We're gonna go from the laundry room into here with the plumbing from a utility tub that's right next to my washer and dryer. And then we're gonna plumb into this closet, into that space once I clean it out after the holidays. And in there is gonna be the ATO system reservoir, and then we'll come through the drywall here and it'll run into the back of the tank. So here's what I'm talking about. This line right here is where I like to keep the water level. At that level, my protein skimmer runs well. It doesn't, give me a lot of extra micro bubbles. Anyway, you can see I topped this off last night around midnight. And that's how much evaporation I've had since then. Roughly 2 inches. Let let's get my tape measure out, take a look. Started to run a tape measure with one hand, ain't it? All right, here we go. So you can see there, I've lost about 2¼ inches, something like that. I can't really see the tape while holding this phone. I don't know how many gallons that equates to per day, but I know I'm topping it off basically every day. It's still looking super clean, no issues. Everything seems happy. But the topic of this video again is just some things to consider when you're doing a tank in the garage. Back to the reason I haven't added much stuff in here is because I knew going into this, again, I have a lot of dust that settles on my computer. I've got my whole office out here for my business. I've got, again, the air conditioning is always blowing and it draws in from the outside. It's just a window unit AC. So there's a lot of debris in the air. One of my plans too is to take these slats from an old bed frame, and I'm going to screen them, and they're going to sit on top of the tank and on the back side of the tank, and I'm going to completely screen in the whole back side and top of the tank, not necessarily for evaporation, but just for any dust and debris that wants to settle from the ceiling and the air conditioning floating around. As far as the mitigation for the evaporation goes, that's another story. I'm undecided if I want to do an acrylic lid right on top of the tank. My lighting isn't the best right now as it is. It's just black box lighting. It does the job for what I have for the Fowler tank. There's a couple little corals in here. Like I said, for the time being, it's okay. I plan to get some newer lights. Don't ask me what kind. I'm not sure yet. I'm really on a budget. You guys all know how expensive reef keeping is. So this is a budget reef tank. Part of this channel is to help inspire anyone that's on the fence about getting a reef tank. I'm trying to show my tank and the whole progress and how it can be done with a budget. Yes, I have a fire hazard of cords. Yes, that's a plan to take care of in the future, but it's safe as it is for now. But it gets me reef keeping. It gets me back into the hobby. It gets me going. That's the whole reason I put this whole thing together. Not the channel necessarily, but the whole tank. It's been sitting for a long time. Finally got motivated. I finally got it together. And here we are. It's on a budget. If I can do it, you can do it too, and we'll do it together. Budget tank, like I said, it's kind of janky, but it holds water, it holds fish, it holds corals, and that's all I care about right now. The other thing I care about is the evaporation. So back to the acrylic, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the acrylic lid, just because of, again, the black box lighting that I have. If I do an acrylic lid on top, I don't know how well that light will really penetrate through that. It's already having a difficult time as it is with the corals. That's why I don't have many corals in here. I knew that when I was going into it with these lights. I kind of anticipated the fact that I was going to have to wait to get what I wanted, which is a full-on coral reef tank until I get new lights. So that's part of the process. It's part of the journey of having a reef tank is patience. You got to have patience. The corals aren't going to grow overnight. I know that. The lighting is going to take time. They're expensive. The lights that I really want are like $1,200 a piece. That's $1,200, $2,400, $3,600 for lights. If I get the ones I want, I'll probably end up going to Marketplace and finding something used and try and spend, maybe $500 for all 3 lights. I'll probably go back to Hydra AI, Aqua Illumination. That's what I had in the past. I had Hydra 26s. They did me really good until they fell into the fish tank. Here they are right here. I tried using them again. I did everything that I knew how to try and fix them, but the electronics are just shot. I plugged them in and they're just too finicky. shorten out. So these guys are done. They were amazing though when I had them, and I'll go back to them easily. I love the AI product. I've got 2 other episodes, but my first one, my friend Chris, who gave me the fish tank, came over and we put Kato in my Refugium. I've been trying to entice the algae to grow below and not in my tank, and it's been doing a really good job. And the copepod population has freaking blown up down below. It's unbelievable. I'll show you a video, a time lapse. I'll get you a clip. But the copepods and the Refugium are unreal. I'm gonna have to transfer them to the main tank here in another day or 2. Down here there's the algae we added, Kato, and holy crap, if you can focus on that, Kevin, for the viewers, that'd be great. There is a ton of copepod action going on in here. I don't know if you can see them. I know they're so tiny, but there's millions of them in there, and I believe they came in on that Kato, and they have just, I guess, reproduced in the past couple of days. I had a time-lapse video that I took, and they were just going crazy in there. So probably soon I'll take one of those rocks or that media bag and just throw it in the main display tank at some point, just to try and get some of those copepods into the main display tank. Part of that process will include an RO system, simply because if I'm going to do an ATO, it makes no sense to do it without RO, because I don't have RO water. So I got to make it myself. From there, the RO system will go in the laundry room. It'll get fed again through the wall into the reservoir, into the storage room, and then plumbed into the tank through the drywall. That's my goal, that's my plan. If you have any suggestions or any kind of feedback on things I can do to counter evaporation from the tank, I'm all open ears. I'm not necessarily a new reef keeper. I've been in the hobby on and off for 12 to 15 years. I've had Predator tanks, 150 gallon tank, 29 gallon tanks, 120 was my last one, this one, various tanks all my life growing up since a kid. So I'm not really new to the hobby, but I am new to taking it to the next level. I've always had fish, I've always had some corals. My last tank was my first real attempt at having a true mixed reef tank, and then it crashed out and I haven't done anything in 3 years. So I'm considering myself a newbie again, and you guys can join the tank process, and I'd love any feedback to help get this going the right way. If there's anything that I can try out and waste my money on, if you have ideas on, I'm willing to try it out on the tank before you waste your money trying it for yourself. So that's part of having a fun YouTube channel, is taking your ideas and we'll apply it to this fish tank first. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Again, this was just gonna be a quick video from the beginning, just a quick update on some of the problems I'm coming into with the fish tank the first month or so. And it's just been the evaporation has been my problem, and just maintaining my salt levels. But I think I'm gonna have it dialed in the next couple weeks after the holidays, and I get the ATO going, and we'll get this dialed in, and then we'll really start jamming out with corals and fish and just going crazy. I wanna take my time getting the parameters right, balancing things the way they need to. I'm not gonna waste my money on fish and corals just for them to die in a couple weeks because my levels crashed because I wasn't monitoring them or whatever. So I'm taking my time, seeing what my issues are before I have an investment of livestock. And then from there, it's game on, man. So, all right, thanks again. Catch you on the next one. A little slice of ocean in your home. You know, fish are flashing, corals crashing in a tanky show. We're riding the reef, yeah, let's go, go, go. Stoney Reefer, yeah, it's not what you think. Fishing cold vibes for another tank drink. Stoney Reefer, yeah, saltwater's the key. Come and ride the waves, get reified with me. A little behind the scenes of the camera that I've been using to film these videos. This is a Sony A7 III with a Rokinon 24 to 70 millimeter lens. I can control my focus here when I'm doing handheld, or like I have it now, I have it set up on my Zoom. There's the monitor I look at when I'm here on the screen, looking at it. But yeah, this is what it takes to get a clean 4K video for YouTube. The camera was about $1,200. This particular lens was $600. I've got so there's the box for the camera. There's the Rokinon lens. There's my G Master 70-200, and there's another lens somewhere in there. It's another Rokinon cinema lens. I'm pretty big into the cinematography and videography aspect of things. I like to make social media marketing for my paver business, and that's where this camera comes in. I make a lot of my own social media content for the business, and now I'm using it for this channel. So there's a little behind the scenes for you. If you stay tuned, you got to see this. Thanks, guys.